At this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order. The Honorable Linda Briskman was elected to the City Council in 2001, serving as mayor in 2005. Mayor Briskman was on the Beverly Hills Planning Commission from 1996 to 2001, a member of the Traffic and Parking Commission from 1992 to 96, a member of the Solicitations Advisory Commission from 1990 to 1992, and served as co-chairperson of the City's Solid Waste Advisory Committee. Mayor Briskman is a retired business executive with over 30 years professional career in the apparel business. During her time on council and mayor, she was instrumental in getting the AED, the automatic external defibrillator, installed on all police motorcycles and cars, helping to save lives in our great city. The Honorable Linda Briskman.
Thank you, Marty, to both you and Ira. I appreciate very much you putting this together. Like you've heard already, council members are very special colleagues, and you may not have known them before you get elected, but once you do, you have a special place even in your heart for those that you didn't always agree with, because you do have a very unique opportunity, and I thoroughly enjoyed my years on the council. But I would have to say, with no disrespect to the council members that I served with after my first council when I served with Mark and Tom Levin, Les and Marilee, was really the best for me, because I knew so little and they were so kind to me, and they made sure that each and every one of them in their own special way, took me under their wing and helped me become the council member that I was when I left office 8 years later. It was a horrific day, 9/11, and I think one of the best things that I was part of as a result of that was our 9/11 Memorial Garden. With a very small amount of our citizens, we got together and decided that we would honor that day and the memory of that day, and I think it's a really beautiful community benefit that we all have. It's true, I'm guilty as charged on the montage. I fought very, very hard for it, and I have to say, I think that even the naysayers might not believe that their concerns were well-founded. And I get a chuckle when I go by there and I see two of our biggest detractors who actually were here in the room but have left when they're having lunch and they're enjoying a glass of wine. And a couple times I've even gone up to them and said, "Gentlemen, I'm so happy to see you here having such a good time." And I think one time they said, "You're not going to go there, are you?" But that's pretty special. You know, sometimes the council has to give the community what they need and not necessarily what they think they want. And I do think that is a tremendous benefit to have that garden there and all the wonderful things we do there and the concerts in the summer. And it's nice to see people really enjoy it. Of the things that I'm really proud of, certainly the AEDs was a very big thing. We had a very wonderful community member who died quite suddenly at the high school, John Carroll, Dick Carroll, Richard Carroll, and we don't know if an AED would have saved him, but that started me thinking that we needed them, and so now we have them in all of our public buildings, on our police vehicles, and in our police vehicles, and also in all the schools. And if it saves one life, it's certainly worth it. Also, the pleasure of being the city's legislative advocate, and as a result of Donna Garber saying to me, "You really, really need to get involved," I became the legislative advocate for the city and spent 6 of my 8 years traveling to Sacramento, Washington, D.C., and pretty much all around the country, talking about how important Beverly Hills was in the world population, and that we had a lot of special and unique situations here, and that we hosted a lot of dignitaries and had special needs as a result of that. And I met a lot of wonderful people and had a great time, and really encouraged all of our city staff to get involved, and as a result, our former police chief, Dave Snowden, and I got a lot of things for the city in terms of grants that we had never had before, and one of them was for the automatic license plate readers, which our police vehicles have now, and we've caught countless stolen car thieves coming through our city, and have recovered a lot of vehicles and taken a lot of really dangerous criminals off the street. So that's really important. It's a special place. I have a special relationship even today with all of the staff. I find them to be as incredible as any city I ever encountered, and believe me, I saw many, many staff assistants along the way. We don't sometimes thank them enough. We take them for granted. They are very, very special people who are extremely dedicated. And Mark will tell you, when 9/11 came, they all came to work. And they left their families not knowing what was going to be going on. We had no idea what kind of security we needed or what was going to happen. And their first line of defense was for Beverly Hills. And I think it's important for us to appreciate them and tell them so when you see them. During my year as mayor, there were a couple of things that I was responsible for. One of them was the one-on-one with the mayor program, where I would allow residents to come and talk privately to me every month. We would have about half a dozen people. And there were a lot of people that were gun-shy, camera shy, they didn't want to come to the council meetings, but they had things on their mind, and I made wonderful introductions, especially for some children, and one of them in particular is Max Schwartz, who is at the Annenberg School of Media right now, and he came to me to tell me that the traffic was too busy on his street, and I marched him over to the police department and introduced him to the traffic officer, and they got some enforcement. He was quite a young boy then, 10, 12 years old now. He's a great young man, and made me very, very proud. And the other young man I met was Pasquale and Patty Vericelli's little boy, who wanted a skateboard park, and he was a skateboarder, and we had quite a conversation about that. So that was a really nice way to spend time with the residents up close and personal, and give them an opportunity to see City Hall in a way they never had. And then the last thing that I really was very proud of is we had Cedars-Sinai lobbying heavily against the Salic Cancer Center in the middle of a residential neighborhood. And as a result, they showed up at the very end instead of along the way. And it didn't have to be as contentious as it was, and it probably would have never gotten as far as it did. But once it was over, I walked up to the CEO and I said to him, you know, you were here to get something that you really wanted badly. And I can tell you that we're a community that you don't turn to unless you want to raise money. And we have seniors here who really could use your help. You have lots of programs out there that you could offer us, and you need to step up. And as a result, he did, and they did. And we have a wonderful cooperative relationship with Cedars-Sinai Hospital now, and our seniors get a lot of benefits as a result of that. In closing, I just want to say that we're a wonderful community. We have a lot of diversity here, and we have differences of opinion. But I think it's really important that we turn it down a notch and really think about the civility that we all should be showing one another, because it's very easy in this age of social media to be unkind. And I think that it's disappointing sometimes the direction that we can go when we all have differences of opinion. So I think it's really important to take a breath. You've got a lot of wonderful people up here who have served, and I know that they would support that. So thank you very much.
The Honorable Jimmy Delshad was elected to the Beverly Hills City Council in 2003 and again in 2007. He served as mayor in 2007 and 2010. An entrepreneur and business executive, Mr. Delshad established his own company in 1978 in the field of computer storage technology. His company's products were marketed throughout the world, later selling his company in 1999. Mayor Delshad received a Bachelor of Science degree, with honors from California State University, Northridge. Later, taking postgraduate studies in computer science at UCLA, USC, and the University of Judaism. The Honorable Jimmy Delshad.
Thank you very much, Marty, for all your hard work, and Ira also. Thank you very much. I'm really blessed and I'm honored to be among my colleagues here. The one that I miss a lot that's not here, it's Max Salter. So I honor his memory. Nothing that I've done could have been done unless my colleagues helped to get that done. I started running for Beverly Hills City Council because of 9/11, when it happened. 6 months later, I decided that all of the Middle Easterns are going to be looked at as terrorists, and everybody, and we had a lot of Middle Easterns in Beverly Hills. So I said, what should I do about that? I said, I want to change that impression. We are not all bad. So I took a year off work, of everything else, and read every laws, every ordinance, everything about Beverly Hills, because I had never served on any Beverly Hills commission or committees. But I want to say that because only in America this could happen. Only this freedom allows us to be able to do that. And I bless America and everybody else that helped me to get there. I know it was a very difficult time to become a candidate. Everywhere I went, people would say, Jimmy, you have an accent, and how are you going to be a mayor? And I had a great answer to that. I would say, I never had an accent until I came to this country. I used that one to break the ground and to allow me to continue on and do something else. Of course, there was a lot of coverage on it, from Wall Street Journal to CNN to Iran news to Israeli news. Everyone was writing up about me. As a result, I did also get a lot of death threat, and I had a lot of security guards around me day and night. I was running and having a beeper with me in case something happens. So there was a lot of contentious situations for me. But I did run on certain policies and initiatives. I call them the smart city, because I said if we do things that are not smart, we are not Beverly Hills. We got to be smart, we got to be green. So I came up with about 10 ideas about smart city, and I was able to, with the help of our colleagues, accomplish a lot of them. I was actually very fortunate that both times I was mayor, my vice mayor was Mayor Brocker, and he carried on a lot of our initiative, and I thank you very much. We started this security committee, which I call the Smart City Committee. Thank you for Alan Alexander and AJ to help me out with doing that. With the help of Chief Snowden, we went to Washington many times, and we brought a lot of ideas. So we did a lot of things as an example for a city, for other cities to be used. So we did cameras with a lot of forensic and analytic software. We expanded the license plate readers. We put police cars with all cameras in there. We did the fiber optics all over the Beverly Hills. We created an app for Beverly Hills. We did the parking meters that are smart. So we did everything we can to do something more. One more thing that I always thought when I was running around was when it was raining, our sprinklers were going on. I said, that's not smart, that's stupid, right? So we changed the timers and all of that to satellite control or web control, so that at least the city sprinklers would not go on. Also, I noticed that a lot of homes, if they have a leak under their house, they would not know that they have a leak until 2 or 3 months later, they get the bill. I said, that's not smart. So we came up with the idea of putting water meters that are wireless, so the city would know if they have a leak or not, so they can control and conserve energy. I came up with ideas, and we got it all accomplished, that I wanted to have solar all over Beverly Hills. So on police department, fire department, and libraries, as much as we could, we put solar. But one thing I wanted to do, it would be more of an international city as opposed to a village city. And I took that to heart, that I wanted to celebrate anything that was good in Beverly Hills. So yes, when the zip code 90210 matched our date of calendar of September 2nd, 2010, yes, I celebrated the heck out of that. I wanted to make sure everyone knows, if you got something good, you got to celebrate it. Yes, we did the Rose Parade, and we did a float, which we won #1 in there. We created a taste of Beverly Hills, so everyone could come and taste the food of Beverly Hills. And then I encouraged our sister cities, and with the help of Mayor Brocker, we did the sister city in Pudong, and we did the celebration and sister city in Israel. So I'm very proud of also the Montage Hotel and other move that we did. And the one I'm very proud of is one, I know that around us with Century City and everywhere else, they were talking about shopping centers. And I said, no, Beverly Hills is not a shopping center. The Beverly Hills will be the center of shopping. And that's what we accomplished. I'm very proud of that. Thank you very much.